I realized I've never actually introduced myself formally on this channel, so I figured I'd just throw this up and introduce myself. My name is Kai. I'm 20 years old. I'm still in college studying computer science. I'm a part-time software engineer when I am not running this business full-time. And as of literally 15 minutes ago, I am now a former collegiate gymnast. Gymnastics has been a part of my life for as long as I can remember, for about going on 13, 14 years now. And it's kind of surreal to me now that I'm no longer going to be an athlete and that I'm going to be running this business as full time. And so it's super, super exciting to me and also terrifying at the same time. I have been competing, like I said, for 13 years, and just 2 years ago, I had one of the most devastating injuries of my entire life. And it's kind of what set me on this entrepreneurial path that I had already experienced some interest in, but was really the driving factor and really just pushing me toward, committing toward a goal, committing toward something that would keep me busy, but also just have something in my life that I was working toward and striving toward. And so I was at Eastern Championships just about, I want to say, 2 years ago. And I'm, for context, a P-bars and vault specialist. I'll throw up some videos on screen for you to see. But I was competing at Eastern Championships for my college, and I went up to salute a vault that I have done tens, if not hundreds of times, and I got ahead of myself. I rushed it. I didn't fully follow through and commit to, the entire skill in its entirety. I landed just about 45 degrees off axis with my legs being shifted to the right side of my body, and my right leg just absolutely collapsed toward the floor. Blowing out my entire ACL, my meniscus. There was a point where they thought that I had fractured my tibia at one point. It was really a really big mess. And me being the stubborn motherfucker that I am, tried to get up instantly. And it's safe to say that whole experience and the experience following it, which was months and months of rehab, and then the surgery, and then even more rehab, and just painful doctor's appointments after doctor's appointments after PT appointments. It really taught me that, life can change in an instant. And if you're not willing to take risks, if you're not willing to take sacrifices, if you're not willing to push yourself towards a goal, push yourself towards, achieving any level of success in your life, then, it can all disappear in an instant. And so, not just that boredom, but that thought, that fear of what am I going to work toward now, is what really pushed me to start this business, right? And so starting the business is what you can imagine. I have a background in software. I've been working in software in corporate, building enterprise level devices and products for billion-dollar companies. And so I knew I had a skill set there, and I knew I had the knowledge that a lot of people don't. And I was thinking, how can I actually merge my two worlds of software and athletics and fitness? Here and there, I experimented with a couple different business models, a couple different target markets. About 3-4 months into my journey, I found myself into the online fitness space. I got in contact with a couple of online coaches and pitched, and now I'm here where I'm at today, roughly 8 to 12 months later. In those 4 months, I learned so many different things, from target market to what business really is, right? Business is really just marketing and sales. I learned that the crucial aspects of business, keeping it alive, making them operate properly, making them efficient and productive, was something that I was actually really good at understanding and really good at teaching. And so not only did I get a good understanding for how to build the systems behind the business to make them more money, but I learned what it meant to start as an entrepreneur. I learned what it meant to craft an offer. I learned what it meant to get on your first sales call. I learned what it meant to fail your first sales call. I learned what it meant to post, how to get my face out there, to be confident in what I was talking about, be articulate in my message, and being able to convey my ideas and my expertise in a way that actually resonates with so many people. And that's why I have so many clients that I've been fortunate enough to work with so many people that I have, is that I'm able to articulate it in a way that they feel convicted in my ability to get them to places. And that leans on the second aspect, in that, not to toot my own horn, but I'm pretty fucking good at what I do. I have a great understanding of the back-end systems, how to understanding not just a solo entrepreneur's perspective of sales, operations, marketing, and fulfillment, but also how to work with a team, right? Because that's a completely different dynamic. I've worked on several teams. I've worked inside $100,000 a month coaching businesses, right? These are 7-figure businesses, not small feats, especially for solo entrepreneurs. And so I've worked alongside teams. I've worked inside sales reps, organizations. I've worked with marketing teams. I worked with back-end devs, fulfillment coaches, like you can name it, and I've worked with it. And so what I now offer and what I bring to the table for all of my clients is all of that expertise packaged up into what we call the 0 to 10 consulting program. In that 0 to 10, I literally teach entrepreneurs from their very first offer, $0 or even $10,000 or $20,000 a month, teaching them how to create systems, teaching them how to sharpen their skill set as an entrepreneur to improve their ability to scale moving forward, right? My goal, my whole approach to the 0 to 10 program is to create a holistic entrepreneur that is able to operate a completely scalable model going into the new digital age that we are in now. 2026 is the most advanced, but also the most opinionated and honestly starved year that we've ever seen in business. And it's because coming off of COVID, right? The digital world of AI, social media, all of these different factors, these external variables play a part in the market and how people are interacting nowadays. People want touch. People want personal connection. They want to feel that human touch. And that's why I truly believe there's never been a better time to sell education. There has never been a better time to especially get into fitness and activity and recreation and the arts. Because as good as AI is now, as good as it is able to replicate humans, as good as it's able to be relatively creative, right? It's not true creativity, it's just mockery or imitation of what it's already seen before, right? And people are starting to realize that. No matter how good the tech gets, knowing that it's come from AI will always have a level of insecurity or less trust, right? That's really all I'm trying to say. It will have a lesser value of trust than it will be coming from a human being. And so I've experienced that firsthand, having invested into my first $20,000 mentorship about 4 or 5 months ago. And doing that has probably been the best decision I've ever made in my entire business. It not only drove me to work that much harder toward my goals, but also just gave me the guidance and the support systems that I need to grow as an entrepreneur. I now have a community of people that are just like me, like-minded in our ambition, wanting to stand out in a crowd, wanting to build something bigger than ourselves, and really just chase after mastery of a certain topic. And having that community has been invaluable to me. I was able to pay off the full $20,000. I actually went into debt, by the way, to get into this program, and I paid off that full $20,000 in my first 2 months of working with them. And they've done a great job coaching me up, giving me the support, giving me the resources. But at the end of the day, it was me that did the work, right? It was me that provided that value. It was me that kicked into gear and realized I needed to take action in order to make change, right? And I now give that exact same opportunity to coaches and service providers online in my 0 to 10 consulting program. It is truly an honor. It is truly a privilege. I love seeing a lot of the success that I've seen my clients do. They're absolutely killing it. I'll throw up a couple testimonials on screen. This is Shai. Shai is a calisthenics coach. We took her in at 0 to 3K. She came to me literally making $0 to $3,000 a month, coaching people how to do calisthenics. Fast forward 30 days of working with me, she's now doing $32,000 a month and consistently hitting 5-figure months. So anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000. She's now set up to provide for her family, and she's building out other assets of her brand. She's building out an e-com business, and she has now had this opportunity because of her ability to invest into herself and her skill set in the 0 to 10 program. Here's another example, right? This is Easton Stackis. He makes $20,000 a month, and he does that purely through fitness coaching, right? He was originally a door-to-door sales rep and now went all in on fitness coaching. Organically, he does not run ads. He does everything through organic content, making $20,000 a month. okay? Like, it's stories like these that really fire me up, and it makes me so proud of the people I'm working with. But I truly love what I do. I truly love consulting. I love teaching people the process. I love refining people's thoughts and ideas until we have found a tool, a weapon that we can use that makes you stand out in the market, especially if it is saturated, right? Positioning yourself is crucial before we even apply any systems that make it scalable. Now, that's just our 0 to 10 program. For all of you guys that are making 20, 30, $50,000 a month and you're trying to get to your $100,000 a month program, we offer what's called the full stack operating system. That is where I take all of my expertise. I take my ability to leverage teams, software, backend systems, databases, tracking, all of these more advanced concepts, and I literally come into your business and do it for you. I come into the business and I apply your funnels, right? Whether you're running a VSL call funnel, whether you want to just implement a higher level of DM funnel, you want to implement an ad strategy that you know actually works with cold markets, you want to implement a webinar, right? All of these different funnels, I come in and I actually build them for you. That way you can focus on leveraging your time to run your business, so you can coach your clients or provide your service, and I can come in and help you actually scale, right? So ideally, you're probably already working with a team. You're probably already working with a setter, an editor, a closer, perchance. And so what we come in as the fractional COO, or Chief Operations Officer. What that means is me or another member of my team will come into the business and we will work with you and your entire team to ensure data is getting to you on a regular basis. Data that is optimized for performance, data that is cleaned, and actually everything is automated to a T so that you have everything available to you. You have all the resources, everything that you might need to make a decision to scale the business, right? At the end of the day, you are the business owner. All we're there to do is build out the backend systems and consult you on how you should be using this data to best move the needle forward. That is everything that we do now for our full stack operating system clients. Those guys have generated upwards of $300,000 to $400,000 a month, scaling with paid ads and organic, using tracking systems, ad ecosystems, just data-driven flywheels that allow us to continuously improve the quality of their product, but also improve the quality of their funnels and improve the quality of their clients, okay? So if either of those two felt like it resonated with you, if it felt like you wanted to be, if you've either just starting your offer all the way until you're making $50,000 a month, if you're anywhere between that range and you're running a coaching, consulting, or service-based business, hit me up if it's interesting. Take a look at some of the other YouTube videos on my page. If you don't feel like you're ready to work with me, that's completely fine. I just want to let you know that I will win you over because we are great at what we do. And at the end of the day, we are different than every other consulting-based business or info-based business in the market. We offer complete done for you alongside our consulting and SOP services, right? So if any of this seemed interesting and you want to learn a little bit more, at least speak with me or one of my sales reps, I'll just put my booking link in the description below. You're just gonna need to hop in there, book a time with me and my team. We'll get back to you, hop on a quick phone call, and then see how we can get the ball rolling. Otherwise, please watch a little bit more of my content. Message me on Instagram. My DMs are always open for questions, and I look forward to talking to you soon.